This has to be the most biased pick ever.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
I mean, they just got their ass handed to them.
I think I'm chasing the value on this game.
I like my takes how I like my woman. Hot and questionable.
I'm way better than Tyler.
What are you doing, Lewis?
I'm laying the points.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Laying the Points. Little happy holidays in advance. You know, it's be coming out on Friday. Christmas 2 days. Football all weekend. Going to be immaculate. Gentlemen, we don't have Lou today. Just yet. We might have him drop in, but how you two doing?
I'm tired, but I'm doing very well. The Rangers tied the game, which is huge.
Huge. Who was it? Was it the bread man?
No, Gautier,
Oh.
French Canadian.
Noted one-hit wonder. Gautier.
Yeah, noted
God,
one
bro.
wonder.
I'm just kidding.
What about you, Needle
The
Dick?
Jags scored a touchdown, but they fumbled, but they said they crossed the line. And me, I'm good. I'm pretty sure I lost every bowl game last week, but
Nice.
I'm not gonna look back to my official pick. So if I don't do that, then we don't really know how I did. So
That's fair. It doesn't count. Oh, shit.
But
I didn't
I'm
even
pretty-
think to check what I have for
but I'm
this week.
pretty sure I lost all of them.
I did very well. I
also did very well. I was 3-1. BYU didn't play the right quarterback. I would have been 4-0, but you know, they didn't play the 4-year fucking freshman, 5-year.
I'm going back to look at mine real quick, but off the top of my head, I'm almost positive that I did very
Yeah,
well.
no,
Did you
I'm
have
pretty sure I
Louisville?
went. I'm almost 100% sure I went 0-4.
We are Marshall,
It doesn't
Oregon.
count.
Oregon State, and when
Oh.
does UNC and Oregon play?
They
Not yet.
play not yet. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so never mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm 1-1.
All right. I'm 3-1. What do I have this week? I think just to recap, I got I heard something about this game, Wake Forest. I don't know. People were flip-flopping. I don't know if anybody's out, but I'm still taking Wake Forest over
Yeah, it was
Mizzou.
hard. We did our picks like,
Yeah,
A
I'm
week.
just, I'll look at mine and be like, I don't really know if I like that, but I think as long as the problem with the bowl games is you can find out right before the game that somebody's not playing. Like, what was it was one of the games earlier. They were just like, oh yeah, the running back just didn't play or something.
Oh, it was the
It was a UAB game. Yeah,
When I
UAB's running
had
back
that
just
over,
never
that-
played.
I had that over and it loses by a touchdown, and we find out that the running back, it just doesn't play, and then you're just like, all right, well,
Yeah. So
I
you
wish
always gotta keep an eye out for that. But I'm
I-
still
I-
riding.
I had Troy that game, and
They-
the
they
only way
win?
you would know that is if you looked at my Instagram notes.
too bad that was Troy versus UTSA, where you had
Oh.
UTSA. But okay.
Yeah,
But then I changed
UAB
it
played
to,
Miami.
then I
of
changed
Ohio.
it to JK Troy.
Yeah, after they lost in Troy,
Nope.
we were like,
Nope.
JK was always Troy.
It was always Troy. You know it.
Always
I know it.
Troy. I knew
Because
it.
the seventh year Frank Harris of UTSA puts up 12 points in a bowl
Oh
game.
yeah.
Speaking of bums in a bowl game, Deion Sanders 0-2 in bowl games.
Garbage.
Staccato?
He's a garbage coach.
Honestly, doesn't matter because when you get a two-way player and Travis Hunter to go to Colorado, over going to USC, Alabama, and Georgia, Colorado win the Pac-12 next year.
Oh, so you're telling me that two-way player Travis Hunter wasn't at Jackson State playing against a bunch of fucking half-star recruits
Well,
when they
I
lost
know
their
that
bowl game?
me,
Is that what you were
and,
saying too?
you, and Alec could have caught that ball that kid dropped.
I'm just saying.
Dude, I got
Me,
sick
you,
hands.
and
I could've
Alec
I could have been a
could've caught that
half-star
ball.
tight end.
You, and
could've been
Alec
a
could have caught the
half-star
ball.
tight end.
I could have gone to an HBCU.
One of the Griffin brother with the stub could have caught that ball.
Oh my
Listen,
god.
all I know is that Deion Sanders is 0-2 in a bowl game, which means he is a bad coach. Good coach.
You like that one, Alec?
Yeah, fucking Shaquem, dude. Shaquem got like picks, dude. That guy balled out.
Yeah, you would have fucking caught that ball. I would tell you
Oh,
that.
palm that shit. All right, I mean not
Fucking
RIP,
horrible.
but you know.
No, but
enjoy
I do-
retirement.
I do agree, Tyler. He is 0-2, and it's not a really good look.
What
going
was
into
That's a
Colorado.
horrible look for him to lose two bowl games at Jackson State, where he doesn't lose a regular season game. How do you lose bowl games? It's embarrassing. and it's
Ah.
I feel like I'm surprised how it's so ignored. How a team can go undefeated back-to-back years yet lose their bowl game, and people just don't talk about it.
It's not ignored. It's just more like overlooked. I
Mm.
wouldn't say it's ignored because it was talked about. I don't remember where I saw it was talked about, but it was talked about, and they were like, "Well, you just got this guy, gave this guy the bag at Colorado, and 2 years in a row goes undefeated, can't win a bowl game." It's not really overlooked. It's not really. It's more like the last thing they want to know. But like, and then again, you got to think about it. Bringing that team from nothing to something is kind of where he's known for, not really known, and
Yeah,
he's
because
recruiting, not really known for winning.
He brings in 5-star recruits to come over, which is what he's going to do in Colorado. And then when he has to go face a real coach and other 3-4-star recruits, he loses.
Well, he's got to play. He's got to play TCU and Nebraska. I think it's like their first two out of the first two of the
Nebraska
first three
doesn't
games.
count. That's not a real team.
Well, Nebraska's going to be good next year, and
They
Matt
got
Rule's a great
Rule,
coach.
Matt John Rule.
Matt
I don't
Rule's
know
a
if I'd
great
call him
coach.
great, but he's a coach.
Well,
That's for
he's a
sure.
great college coach.
He's better than
Great,
Frost
yes,
or
great
whatever.
college coach. Like, and TCU. I mean, TCU's
Wait,
TCU.
TCU's legit.
Yeah,
Although Duggan's committed though.
Duggan's going to the draft, but they got a kid. They got a 5-star. I think he was
Duggan
the
wasn't even
number.
the starter to start the year, so they
Yeah,
obviously
like-
have someone who's there who's decent.
They also have a 5-star coming in that's like actually nasty. So
Yeah,
who knows?
but they're losing their wide receiver and Duggan.
Speaking
but,
like before we get into our picks and stuff, but speaking of like yesterday, I don't know if you guys realized yesterday was National Signing Day, early day
Yeah.
for football.
did anyone?
Did you guys?
football?
Yeah, there's a few.
There was a few flip, but like the biggest
Um,
flip of the day was this kid Peyton Bowen. He was
Yeah, his
his
girlfriend going to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he was supposed to go to Notre Dame, threw the hat, said he's going to Oregon, and then last night said like, "Yeah, I'm not going to Oregon. I'm going to Oklahoma."
I saw Oklahoma's Twitter page put up a picture of his girlfriend, and was with just a smile, and people were like, "Damn." Like that was they were like W for Oklahoma because they put up the picture of his girlfriend because they were like he definitely decided to do that because his girlfriend's committed for volleyball or soccer, one of those two.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, yeah,
Yeah, there's a few
That was
flips.
kind of funny. There was there was a few flips. Dante
I know,
Moore.
but what happened to the quarterback that was
There's two
rumored to
QBs
flip?
that flipped.
There was
right?
two QBs that flipped. Dante Moore flipped 2 days before signing day. He was supposed to go to Oregon, went to UCLA. Then there was a quarterback that was committed to Baylor. I think it was Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
They
it was
flipped to
Baylor,
Bama?
and he flipped to Oregon.
To Oregon. Oh, man, they
Yeah.
got him back. Yeah.
Yeah, Oregon.
Oh, Bama
lost-
got the tackle from Iowa.
Yeah, Bama had a very, very good O-line and defense recruiting class. Like that O-line's insane. Like that one
NFL
kid
O-line.
that one kid they got from Iowa, like he's
Mhm.
like they're comparing him to like
I don't know why
they're
that kid ever
comparing him-
committed to Iowa. Fucking.
well,
I'm not saying
Iowa's known for having good offensive linemen and tight ends, but there's comparing this kid to Tyron's what's the guy on the
Tyron
fucking
Smith?
49? No, the guy on the 49 Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Trent Williams. They're comparing him to him because he's absolutely nasty. And then they got this safety who's like going to start as a freshman who's really good also. So they're back. And then obviously, yeah, the who's back of the week. Texas is back with Arch Manning, baby. Let's go.
They're never back. They're never back.
Huge. All right, let's get into it, boys. Let's get
Yeah.
into it.
You guys want to re-hit what we said for bowls, or we just want to?
Nah,
I don't think we gotta talk about college because, like, the thing with college football is we talked about it last week. We're probably gonna talk about it next week. So
No,
like,
I know. I
we don't
just
really gotta
figured if
talk
we
about
just
college.
run, I don't even know. I was just gonna be like, I have these picks and move on.
I will
just,
say
like-
right now, if anyone, I don't know who had it, but Air Force is beating Baylor 9-7 at half. So
They're playing right
I
now.
think Lou was on Baylor, but I remember we talked about how
Air Force always wins this
Air
game.
Force is a really good bowl.
They always win the bowl. Yeah.
yeah.
because good
the
coaches win
goats.
bowl games. Good
True,
teams, good
true.
coaches.
Hey, Tyler, I can't disagree, dude.
All right, well, quickly before we go into picks, Connor, do you want to tell us about your work dinner that you claim you had?
No, we're not talking about this.
I want to hear it. Wait. Let's go.
We're
I wanna
not
hear the
talking
work
about
dinner.
this.
Where
No.
where was the work dinner?
Leo's.
Ooh, what's Leo's?
It's a good bar. Honestly, very good bar food.
All right. Is
Part of me feels like it's actually a horrible place.
that where you had a
Nah.
certain conversation with your boss?
Yeah, we're not talking about
We
this.
won't. No. I
Let's
just,
go into our
I just wanted to
picks.
make sure that was the same spot.
Yeah. Let's get into our
Right.
picks.
You want to
I'm
kick
gonna
us
start.
off?
I'll
Yeah.
start it off because we're gonna talk about a game that's probably the biggest game of the week, probably the biggest playoff implication game of the week. But that's after I talk about the two picks before that. So I'm gonna start us off with first, I'm gonna say Lou's not here, so I'm gonna honor him. I'm taking the Giants +4. Need this win. Vikings, I think, are coming off. How would you describe that win? Like
Gritty.
a gritty win? Coming off a gritty win. I like that. Coming off a gritty win with a gritty player in Jay Jettas. Vikings need this game to kind of secure the division. Giants need this game to to seal a playoff spot. I think that this is all Giants all day, coming off a big win Sunday Night Football versus the Commanders. This is just all this smells Giants all the way. Kirk Cousins 1 o'clock game kind of scares me in the Giants.
The Saturday game though, isn't it?
Saturday, but that's 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah. Now like Saturday games are actually Sunday games because everybody's playing on Saturday. Nobody's
Yeah.
playing on Sunday. That's
Mhm.
fair.
Next game I'm going to talk about is the Lions -2.5 versus the Panthers in Carolina. This is a must win for them. So you're -2.5 versus a Panthers team who's probably going to lose because they're fighting for a.
They could win that
Top-
division though. They
Yeah,
could.
I mean, the way that I looked at it is that both teams are fighting for some sort of playoff spot. The Lions are fighting for that last seed, and surprisingly, we're talking about the 5-9 Panthers fighting for the division.
Because they're
So-
one game back, but they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, 1 game back, and they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So and they play
Um,
again. Don't they play next week?
Yeah,
Dang.
in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Tampa.
I'm just
So
they might fuck around and say CMC who? Steve Wilkes? Why not us?
No, I like the Lions though, just because of the fact that how electric their offense has been. I'm going to talk about this real quick. Jameson Williams, even though he hasn't gotten the ball that much, and I really don't understand why, he's electric. I was watching the game last week. He was actually got open like every single time. He beats his defender. He has a great kind of out route type move that he does. Like he's very good. And him and St. Brown are going to be kind of scary. I don't see Jared Goff being their quarterback next year, even though he's having a really good year. Actually, no, I take that back.
No, he will be.
I see them being their quarterback next year, not the following year. Just because of, who knows what he's going to do next year. But their offensive line is really
Isn't
good.
he also getting paid ridiculous money too? So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
But I mean, he's the type of QB you can keep starting and draft a QB and then have him sit
Exactly.
for a
Yeah.
year.
So he's
Like,
gonna be.
Yeah.
He's going to be
He'll
the
be
starter.
around.
next year.
Yeah, he'll be around. But
people like him, He's
I think
a good guy.
I think this is the Lions game to win. Oh fuck, I should have started with this game because I like the Jaguars this week. I also wanted to talk about the fact that I think the Jaguars, just like I think how the Bucks are gonna dwindle away the division. I think the Titans are dwindling the division away. No Ryan Tannehill for the rest of the year.
Is it the rest of the year?
Yeah, they're saying he's done for
Oh
the year.
shit! I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he's
they're
out.
fucked.
He's out this week, 100%. But they're saying this week you'll probably get a notification being he's done. They're only -3 versus the Texans this week, the Titans, which is kind of sus. We were talking about it off air. But I really like the Jaguars to win the division. I think that Trevor Lawrence is kind of him. Underrated stat line last week. Trevor Lawrence, 4 touchdowns, over 300 yards, a pick, and a terrible fumble that he should have just went down. But obviously, second year in the league, you're gonna make mistakes like that. Plus, his pick wasn't that wasn't a great pick, great ball to throw. But 4 touchdowns, though, bro, versus a good Cowboys defense. I really like the Jaguars this week and beyond. Finally, I'm gonna talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm kind of scared, boys. I really am.
They're
Kind of scared.
fucked.
The thing is like if we won that game last week, and I'm gonna talk about last week because like I said, that is a terrible loss. That is terrible. You can't lose that game. Like you have the lead with a minute 20. You have the ball. You force Trevor Lawrence to fumble. Just run the clock out. Like just run it out. You don't have to air the ball out to Michael Gallup on the sideline on third and 5. Run the ball. Like they were at midfield. Like you don't have to do that. That is just typical just Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore mistakes. And I've defended Kellen Moore. I've said he's a very good OC, and Dak kind of does well under him, but like Dak also averaging 2 interceptions a game, almost 2 interceptions a game is embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
I did the math. He has leads. He's third in the league in interceptions, and he averages a 1.7 a game. That's terrible. That
And
is
he missed
horrible.
4 games or something.
And he missed 4 games. That's horrible. Like you can't do that. And
No. I mean, granted, the last pick is not his fault. Like that was awful.
no. That was not his fault at all. That was not his fault at all. But granted, also too, Alec, like you said, there's a lot of the picks this year that he's thrown aren't his fault. But then you go back to the 49ers, you go back to not the 49ers, the Packer game. You're I think it was like second or third and goal on the 2, and he's throwing a crossing route. He's throwing a slant to fucking Gallup, and he throws it right at the fucking linebacker. Like that's just decision making. He's horrible. And the Eagles have very good. The Eagles have a very good defense. I mean, not going to take it away. Darius Slayton, Bradbury, very good. It helps that what's his face is banged up.
He's out.
Who?
Well, the Hurts is out.
Well, Hurts is out. Yes, Hurts is officially out. But it helps that on the defensive side, Jordan Davis is banged up. He's huge. He's just going to stop Tony Pollard and Zeke all day. He's humongous. N'Kobe Dean, the other Georgia cat, the linebacker, he's really good. It helps the CJ Gardner-Johnson's out for the year with an ACL. The only way we win this game is if there's mistakes on their side of the ball because Jalen Hurts isn't playing. I like the Eagles this week. I think that it's it's very surprising to me to say that as a Cowboys fan, but I am not confident even with Gardner Minshew at the helm. I have no confidence. The only way they win this game is through mistakes on their part, which I don't see happening because they haven't made any mistakes at all. Plus, our run defense looks like shit. Miles Sanders had a terrible game last week. Mathematically, he will have a good game. Like that's just it's just facts.
I think Minshew is one of those like few quarterbacks where like they just have to play one game, they're electric. Like I mean Baker, his one game was electric. Minshew should be electric. I think you could put in Jacoby Brissett for one game and he'd be a good backup. Andy Dalton could be good for like a one-game substitute. But I mean, obviously I wouldn't want Minshew as my full-time starter, but I think this one game with heavy hearts for Mike Leach, giving the eulogy this week.
We need to talk about this before I hand it over to Alec or Tyler, whoever's up next. But I've created my theme on this podcast since we started it back up in August. There's been a heavy hearts trend. This week we have the heavy hearts lay. It is the Eagles money line because of Gardner Minshew playing for the late great Mike Leach, R.I.P. Coach Leach. It is the Steelers money line. R.I.P. Franco Harris, legendary running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then is the Broncos money line. R.I.P. Ronnie Tillman, running back, passed away to cancer this morning. Plus 980.
I think it's even going higher.
Going higher. So
because I saw like 940 earlier and it jumped. So I mean, hey, that's great value. The Franco Harris one is so like depressing. It's like you wait 50 years or whatever to fucking retire his number. And this is what happens. Like, why do you wait so long?
That's what I'm saying.
The week they're retiring his number to celebrate the Immaculate Reception. And, I mean, it sucks. He fucking died. He didn't get to see
I actually didn't know that they were retiring his number or whatever they were doing for him until this morning. That makes it 100 times worse that he did pass away. Plus, also the fact that this makes his parlay even better.
I mean, like if the Steelers lose, they should be fucking. They should with no Olave, or I think they're playing the Saints, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The Steelers are playing the Saints, right?
No, they're playing the Raiders.
Playing the,
On-
they're playing the
on-
Raiders.
on-
Even worse team.
on
Even
Christmas-
worse team.
Oh wait,
On
who's
Christmas
those playing?
Day-
Oh, Browns are playing the Saints.
Browns
in
play the Saints,
30,
and it's gonna
in the 30
s-
over under game that we were talking about.
because
On-
which is gonna
yeah.
snow. That's
Yeah.
why.
Steelers Raiders is on Christmas Eve night. That is the night game.
Gotcha.
And then the Broncos are playing the
Broncos
They
play Christmas Day.
Yeah, who do they play?
Who do they play? The Ramley?
They
Yeah,
did
the
play
Rams.
the
Oh, the
Rams. That's why
Rams.
that's the only reason they're favored because they're playing the
Yeah.
fucking Rams, who have everybody out for the season because nobody wants to play for them. Yeah, that's official. Heavy hearts. I mean that's great value too, honestly. Like,
Listen, it's great value for a horrible cause.
mhm.
But Alec,
I-
I'll hit it over to you. I want to hear what you got going on.
All right. In addition to the heavy hearts lay, which I will take, I do like Titans -3. I saw it at 4.5 earlier, so I'm glad, just keep moving it down. I don't care, but I don't think it will now that it's official. Tannehill's out. Also, Henry, anytime touchdown, he fucking runs for like 500 yards every time he plays the Texans, so that should be free. You can parlay him, do whatever you want. Bengals -3. They were -3 last week. Everybody faded them, and look what happened. They fucking kicked the shit out of the Bucks in the end. I mean, the Bucks beat themselves more than they beat the Bucks, but it doesn't matter. The Bucks are, I think, a better team than the Patriots. The Patriots are a better coached team by Belichick, but I think as a whole, the Bucks are a better team. This should not be -3. I was going to go to this game too, but we're hosting Christmas Eve parties, so could not. Unfortunate. I also am riding with you, Picano, on the Lions -2.5. They are a playoff team, which is weird. They started like 1-6, I'm pretty sure, and they're 6-1 since. But if you were a playoff team, these are the games you have to win. You have to beat the bad teams, and
Yeah.
Panthers are a bad team, so win this game, win it by 2.5, whatever. Just go out and do it. We'll also be taking Eagles money line and Steelers -2.5 separately, like outside of the parlay, just because I like them. Even without the whole heavy hearts mantra or whatever. And then I am taking the Dolphinos -4 Christmas special. They've been a couple down weeks, but they're back. They're still in the playoffs. The Patriots, I think, have to win out to make it in, which would be improbable at this point. So Dolphins should be pretty secure in that spot. It's going to be beautiful down in Miami. I think they're playing they're playing Green Bay. They're playing Green Bay on Christmas.
Must win for both teams.
I don't know if it's a must win for Miami. It's like they would love to win this because they've been on a skid after playing good teams, but I think they should win this by 4.
I don't know, dude. That is.
I would consider it a must win for Miami.
I don't think it is. They're like
They've lost 3 straight, dude.
They're still the 5 seed.
You
The
you
AFC sucks.
Doesn't matter.
No,
you
you
can't
lost-
keep losing these games.
You lost 3 straight.
They're the
and you got-
7th seed, bro.
All right,
No,
well,
yeah,
they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
You lost, dude. They lost 3 straight, and you got to play the Packers this week. Not an easy game, even though they're
And then the
they're 6-8.
Patriots,
The Pats and then the Jets.
Yeah, so those are 2 free wins.
I don't know about the
They always
Patriots.
beat the Patriots.
They beat the Patriots in Miami in December every year.
No, it's in New England.
New England.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Loser.
Why would it be in New England? They're in New England this week. Why do we have back-to-back home games? It's garbage.
They played at home versus the Pats week 1.
Why? Why do they do that? They always play fucking in Miami in December. Garbage.
Yeah, and then the Jets.
All right,
have-
well then that'll be a weather game, so obviously the Patriots are going to win. Fuck, it is a must win. All right, fair enough.
It is a must win, and the Jets have 3 must wins this week, the next 3 weeks too, and they're gonna lose this weekend.
Oh,
They weren't
speaking
gonna
of
beat Seattle anyway.
Speaking of must wins, the official Picano lay won last week. Vikings almost sold it, but hey, we're back. Another official Picano lay, taking Bengals +14.5, Bills money line, Steelers +14.5, Titans +10.5, and the C locks +28.5, -120 for a little 5-team lay. Why not? Why not us?
Why not us? Kind of like. All right. You guys talked about some of these picks already, so I'll be quick. I also am taking the Lions -2.5. It's one of those like they keep winning, they keep covering, and they got to keep winning, and I think they're going to keep winning. So we're taking the Lions -2.5. Alec, you already mentioned the Titans -3. Last time they played the Texans, Malik Willis started that game too, and I'm just gonna get the exact number. It was a 7-point game, so it's not like it was a blowout, but it was a pick 'em, and Derrick Henry had 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like
He's a good player. He's a good player.
every time he faces the fucking Texans, he has 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. So it's like we're gonna keep doing that. Then I like the Chargers -4.5 on Monday night. No one spoke of that game against the Colts because Jeff Monday is a bad coach. You know.
Yeah,
only
Jeff
good-
Saturday is not a Saturday coach like we thought he was.
Yeah, we
No,
thought
he's a good
goated
Saturday. He's a
coach.
good Saturday coach in the
The
first half.
Yeah, he's a first
But
half.
he is not
Saturday
a good
coach.
Monday coach. We know that already. And then I have right now the Vikings -4. I don't know if I want to keep that. So
You can't bet on the Vikings. They suck.
I know. All right, I'm taking the Vikings out. So I'm just gonna have these 3 plays. But I do want to mention quickly that last week I was a big fan of the Jaguars beating the Cowboys. And I said specifically that I thought the Jaguars were going to win against the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys would come back and they were going to beat the Eagles the next week. I don't like that Jalen Hurts isn't playing. I'd rather Jalen Hurts play because then the Cowboys probably would have been underdogs, and that's what we wanted. I don't want them to be 4.5-point favorites. So
you
that's
don't want them going up against a man that tried to break his own hand again in an extra year of college
it's also
eligibility.
Minshew, like a guy that I love. I
love
wanted to
Minshew,
look like
yeah.
at one point. You know what I mean? Like
We're Gardner Minshew.
yeah, so it's like I'm no longer going to write it, but I did say last week on the pod that it was the Rangers just scored. It was the classic college football look ahead game
Look ahead game
for the Cowboys, and that's why they lost that game because they were obviously looking at it.
They were,
and it's funny too because the Eagles played one of their worst games last week.
Justin that was really
horrible.
bad. He got hurt.
No, not Justin Fields. Sorry, Jalen Hurts.
That's what I mean. He got
horrible. Hurt. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, threw like 2 picks. Like did not have a good game at all. Like obviously 3 rushing touchdowns is very good, but like you take away like the bullshit, like he didn't have a good game at all. So I'm just putting that on record that I did say it, but I hate that it's Minshew mania. Did you guys see the interview that he had when Jordan Mailata was like, "Are you going to bring back the mustache?"
No.
And he was like, "Oh, you already have one, so I guess I don't need to or something." But like, he has to bring back the mustache. That's the whole point.
Has to.
The whole point of Gardner Minshew. But yeah, that was funny. I saw that this morning actually. But I guess those are my 3 official picks. I'm not going to take the Vikings. I'm definitely not going to take the Giants. But I just don't think the Giants have enough firepower to keep up with a team like that, you know? Like
true. Richie James could just pop off, dude.
He could.
That's possible. Just like listen, when the Giants play mid teams, like they could compete with ease. Like they're playing a team that's I'm not gonna say like Super Bowl contender because like I really don't think the Vikings are. But like they're definitely not like mid, you know, like they have the best receiver in the game and like the new nightmare who's thrown for 400 yards back-to-back weeks. So it's like that's a lot of firepower.
It is.
You know. So those are my picks then.
All right. I think
before we get out, can we talk about the Mets real quick? On how
we can. I'm actually, seeing if I can get a Mets expert real quick.
Yeah, listen. I think what Steve Cohen is doing is like awesome for like the fan, right? It's like an owner is like I get attest to as a Yankee. It's like it's hard to say as a Yankee fan because the Yankee fans obviously spend money, but if you see a tweet, their salary it's like increased by like I forgot the number, but like a really low amount over like like the Yankees were at like $210 million spending like 15 years ago. and now they're at
Yeah.
250. So it's like the fact that we barely increased that over this time is what's frustrating. But like I know Alec could speak for it. Like
Would be nice if to have an owner that spends money.
to
It'd be
spend
nice.
like exactly like it's really frustrating. I saw a whole thing today about all the other owners are like coming out and
They're pissed.
are pissed
Yeah.
that Cohen is doing
But I
it.
mean, it's like fuck you guys, just fucking win. I don't know.
Well, the
I
thing
like
is,
it.
is like the thing is like a lot of teams can't do this. Like, there's like a handful of teams that can do what is doing,
But not but
and they
exactly,
just
like,
choose
not
not
every
to.
owner like some teams could do this, but not every owner is like some cocky fucking billionaire like a I don't even know what Steve Cohen did, but it's not you know, not
How
fund.
did he make his money? Hedge
It
fund?
is a hedge fund.
hedge funds, probably a lot of sketchy stuff, maybe not, you know,
Yeah.
but
So,
like
Alec, do you remember? I think it was during COVID, that whole thing with Robin Hood.
Yeah. Well,
He was
oh,
well, like that whole big thing and how
where they
Robin
like
Hood
weren't letting people trade
Yes.
AMC and shit. Yeah.
he
yeah.
was a very, very big part in that whole scandal. Like
Mhm.
very big. They have a lot of people thought he was gonna get fucked from it. So
I'm just saying like there's not
that's
a lot
one
of
part of
there's
what he
definitely
does.
not a lot of owners with his type of like personality and type of money to come in here and just be like, oh, I could care less about anything. Here's this money. I don't care about your physical. I don't care about this. Here's money. And
I think the
see you later.
Giants just got cold feet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't, but like
I'm just
what
saying,
the
like, there's not a lot of owners that are like that. You know what I
but
mean?
what
That
the
are just
fuck
like
did he like?
they're
What the
like
fuck did he
playboys.
have? Like, what
I-
did he have to fail? Like, how do you fail a physical?
Apparently, he had a leg injury in 2014 that
Yeah.
the Giants thought would be a problem, like long term. If you're going to give this guy 12
Like
more years, they're like,
arthritis.
is this going to be a problem? There has to be some like the fact
Well,
that they got cold feet and this dude signs to the
yeah,
Mets
and
within a
Scott
couple hours and like
didn't Scott Boras come out and was like, we gave them like 6 days to try to come up with a deal, and they just never
Yeah.
fucking said anything. And so they
Well,
said, fuck
he
you guys,
said
I'm
that
going to the Mets.
he said within the 6 days of when they did like the physical, whatever it was, they Boris gave him like you have 6 days to figure this, like a week to figure it out, and then 6 days later, he signed.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think it's great for baseball. I mean, I thought the Mets were going to either get him or Devers, and I'm kind of glad it was him because Devers I think is better.
I
they
think
still could
Devers
get
is better
Devers.
too,
They
actually.
really could. I mean, now
I
they
don't
have
think like
prospects.
I don't think that they're going to. I just don't think like the league is like going to let them go out there and do it. But then again,
Look,
like
I guess they
you
can
just saw the
get
pi-
Devers.
you
They
saw
can
this-
trade
because
all
they
they
have
want.
they have
It's just a
so
matter of
many
if they're going to
expendable.
sign him.
yeah.
Well,
they gonna
but they
sign him?
will. Why not?
I
No,
know,
but
it's
no one
just
doesn't
like,
give
dude,
a
you
fuck.
can't pay fucking
You
six-
can,
honestly,
though.
like
600 plus $1 million. Like
I
Well, they're at
honestly
what,
wouldn't be
400
shocked.
plus right now, and they'd add another
I'm saying
30 mil a year.
with the tax, it's now it's 500. So you know you're gonna pay $600 million. Like
So I mean, if it brings championships, he can be regarded as like the most fun owner to ever exist. Like,
yeah.
like the thing that now they have so many expendable. Like, you don't need Beatty, you don't need fucking all these Vientos, you don't need these
No.
guys. You don't need them.
They don't need
Just
him.
trade for Devers. He's a proven prospect. Fucking John Henry's a cheap fuck. All he wants is slapdick prospects that probably won't pan out anyway, like Jeter Downs, who's now a fucking
Yeah.
national because he got DFA'd. He's that fucking bad. Like the number 2 piece we got in the Mookie Betts trade. Good thing. Oh, Alex Verdugo for fucking Mookie Betts at this point. Now they're talking about trading Verdugo because fucking we got the Japanese kid that basically plays the same fucking thing, but he's better. Like, thank God we got rid of Mookie Betts. It's fantastic. Imagine what this team could fucking be with Mookie, with Vasquez, with fucking Xander, with all these guys that they've just let walk because they're like, oh, we're scared to fucking spend money. Like, are you
Still got
fucking
Chris
kidding
Sale.
me?
I know it's
Still got
like
Chris Sale.
it's like
I don't give a fuck about Chris Sale. Dude pitches 4 games a year, if that.
But what's that guy that you guys have in the minors right now that he's like kind of nasty? He's like a shortstop. I forgot his name.
I mean, not
Marcelo
Oh,
Meyer.
Mayor we
Marcel
just
Meyer.
drafted, but he's
Dude's
like
probably
he's
gonna be a bum
18.
anyway because you know
He's
what? He's a
18.
prospect, and all prospects are bums.
Except
Yeah.
for Jason Dominguez.
No,
No, we got him with our draft pick last year because we were that bad in the COVID year. But Mayer is not like he's not it. He is I mean he's like 18. He's not going to be up anytime soon. Like we have nobody to play shortstop right now. We're playing fucking Christian Arroyo like probably every day. It's just ridiculous. Spend the fucking money. Oh shit! Hold up. Wait a minute. We've got an iPhone 84.
Oh my god, iPhone 84.
iPhone 84.
iPhone 84.
Oh no,
Oh, he's muted.
he's muted.
He's
Oh
muted.
no,
Oh,
iPhone
he's
84.
connecting his audio.
Here we go. Here we
There
go.
we go.
Here we go. There's the sound.
What's up, iPhone 84?
What's going on, everybody?
We were just talking about the Mets, Lou.
Oh my God! Listen, you guys already know how I feel, and look,
Well,
I'm happy.
we know that you don't really care because you're not that.
Yeah,
huge.
because you don't care about
This is
baseball
not-
until
this
April
is not
1st.
true. This is not true. You see, I'm going to set two things straight here, really quickly. First thing, I cared about Jacob deGrom. I still do. I just wasn't surprised like you guys made it out to be that I was going to when he left. He said he would. Everyone said he was leaving all year. I was just happy that he didn't go to the Braves. That's the only thing I didn't care about. I was like, oh, he's gone. Like, yeah, no shit. He literally said he was leaving. Number two, I do care about the Mets. I am not very happy that now every year, like, if you don't win the World Series, you failed. And we talked about that, like, in the group chat and whatever. I just think it's bullshit. Like, I liked rooting for the Mets when they were the underdog, like, you know, the little engine that could choo choo, you know, but like now they're almost like the Yankees. They're like evil. Everyone else is gonna hate them.
All the owners already hate Cohen.
Like, yeah, now everybody's gonna hate them. So listen, I'm not gonna complain that we have the biggest payroll in the league, but you know, it's kind of annoying. Like
It
now
must be nice having an owner that wants to win, Lou. I couldn't relate. I really couldn't.
Yeah, you know what? And yesterday when I was doing all this, I looked up like all the owners' like net worth.
Mm.
The Toronto Blue Jays is owned by like multiple people, but they have a combined net worth of $10 billion. And it said that Cohen was $16 billion. So like I get that's a huge difference, but these guys also have $10 billion to spend. Like, why don't they spend it? You know, like that's my question. Like, if you have fucking billions of dollars, why don't you just like splurge for like 5 years?
Because they're making
make all
money.
your money back.
They'll make the money anyway. Like that's what the A's owner is doing or whatever.
Yeah,
A's owner is
exactly.
perfectly
That's the
content
problem, is,
being
like,
ass.
Spend or not spend, you're gonna make the money. So
Right.
people, for
Like
some
Cohen's going to
reason, these
lose
guys-
money probably. Like the Mets will not be a profitable organization.
You know, I think
they're going to make
he's
600
100%.
million.
Yeah, he's 100% losing money this year.
But he might win a chip. So it's like,
But he
well,
might win a chip, and you know,
Gain
the
that
people
all
of New
back.
York, would be happy. The Mets fans would be happy. But like, I don't love Carlos Correa. He just got here. Like, I love Jacob deGrom. I love Brandon Nimmo. Thank God Brandon Nimmo's still here. But I don't know. It's a different feeling when you're just like
There's a car going crazy.
swapping dudes in and out for millions of dollars. Anyway, that's enough about the Mets. LGM as always. But anyway,
LFGM.
can anyone check how I did in the NFL last week?
Yeah, let me double check for you. I'll pull up the doc. Let's see. I think you had
I actually just had it up too. Wait.
Lou, Tampa Bay, L.
Oh, that
Giants,
was fucking retarded.
W. Niners, W, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Giants money line
Yep.
as well.
I think Niners was a dub, 3.5. I don't remember who they played, but they win games.
Oh,
Texas Chiefs.
Niners.
Yo, Lou, I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think that you have, or you owe me and Alec like the smallest apology on the
The Bucks.
Listen,
Bucks?
listen, so
Bengals game, or no?
I was in the car going to Washington for the Giants game. I see the first half of the game. It's 17 fucking nothing. I'm like, yep, I knew it. This is great.
You were talking a lot of shit in the group chat.
I looked so smart. I'm like, look at these Buccaneers go.
Mhm. And then the group chat got quiet to start the second half.
In the
Listen,
second
you
half,
did,
I think
you did tell us to respectfully hold the L, so that's why I didn't bother you for an apology.
all right. I apologize. First of all, I do apologize. Second of all, back to the story. I was like getting closer to DC, and my connection just started getting worse. I missed the whole second half. But like the second half starts, and immediately it's like 17-7, and I'm like, oh shit! Like, all right, we're still up by on the spread, we're still up by 13, as Espo would say. We're still up by 13.
True.
And all of a sudden, another fumble. It's 17-14. All of a sudden they're down by 10, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, that was an abomination. I didn't see the plays, so I can't say like, oh, it was, Bengals were making plays or the Bucks were just fucking throwing up on themselves. I don't know which one it was, but either way, I mean, what a disaster! What a disaster!
Not ideal, but
Um,
I mean, ideal for all of us who knew.
Did the
Bengals
Texans
were
Chiefs
covered.
go over 49? Did that happen?
It
That
should.
that went over. So Lou, you went one,
Chiefs,
one,
Jaguars,
1-1,
Cowboys under. What an awful
2-1,
play. Jesus Christ.
3-1,
Titans bad
4
I don't
pick.
think it. I don't think it
2,
ever rained, Lou.
I don't think it rained one time.
So the bet should be canceled.
They should
Titans,
nullify.
5.
Vikings -4.
Lou-
What a spread!
Vikings
you-
-4, brutal.
Some spread.
Lou, you
Another-
went 5-3.
Yeah, another very average. Five and 3 is
that's
respectable. I pushed
profitable.
on the Titans, I believe. Pushed on the Titans, so probably 4-3-1. But either way,
Yeah.
it's a winner. All right, let's jump into this week. Obviously, number one, the New York Giants +4, the gift that keeps on giving. Clearly the Vikings aren't very good. I mean, they were down by 33 to the Colts at the half. I have no explanation for that. So they could either beat anybody, I think, just because of their offense, or they could lose to everybody because they can't stop anyone. They turn the ball over. And you know what the Giants don't do? The Giants don't turn the ball over. So you keep that high-powered offense off the field. You move the ball down the field gently with Daniel Jones. Gently. 5 yards to Hodgins. 5 yards to Richie James. And then Saquon goes for 20 and he scores a touchdown and the Giants win. That's pick number one.
Not surprising.
Not surprising at all. Jeez, this is a tough week, huh?
That's not great.
It's a
I
tough
mean,
week.
Saturday games are always tough.
Oh, give me the Dolphins minus the 3.5. Yep. Give me that.
Fuck Green Bay.
Give me that. I think the
hot.
Dolphins really need to win, I think, just for their wild card, because a lot of other teams are heating up and, coming right behind them.
Green Bay does
Packers-
too, though.
Packers do as well, but they need to win out pretty much. I think this is the game that ends their fucking season. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle just run all over the field. Just running all over the field. I think I'm gonna go Eagles. Right now my phone says 4.5, but this line's been moving like crazy. I just think the Eagles can run the ball really well, and Gardner Minshew, we've seen it before. He can come in, he can win a game. On the road, NFC East team, tough. Cowboys are tough. But Miles Sanders did nothing last week, and I think he should bounce back huge. And you just got to keep handing the ball to him. And then every now and then he throws to like Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown. Easy. Plus 4.5. That's what I have, 4.5. I wouldn't play it at 3, but 4.5 is good. 4.5 is good.
We're on the. Are you riding the heavy hearts parlay?
Oh, definitely the Steelers. Definitely the Steelers. I'll take the
Broncos?
money line. I'll take the money line because I don't want to mess around with the 2.5. I'll just take the money line on the Steelers. But that
Feel
is,
about Broncos 2.5 versus Raiders.
but they're playing the Rams, the Broncos.
Also shitty R team. My bad.
Shit game. I mean, I would take the under. I think just
It's a heavy
Just
hearts
because.
under.
heavy yards under. Both defenses are decent. I don't know if Russell Wilson's back. I don't really care because he kind of sucks, but
He is.
Oh, he is.
it doesn't matter. I'll take the
Yeah.
under.
Better for the under. Better for
Give
the
me
under.
Broncos Rams under. So that's 4 picks. I think we got to get at least 2 more in here. Sorry for the discombobulation, the
you're good.
unpreparedness.
Let me
Is
see.
usually not. I'm not that guy.
What about the Lions, Lou? You like the Lions this week? Boys were on the Lions.
Boys are probably riding the Lions heavy.
Yeah. Against the
Yeah.
Panthers, 2.5. Come on now.
That's such a sketchy line.
Panthers
Feel
could
like
fuck around and win that division.
Panthers could fuck around. They could fuck around. I'm gonna avoid that game. I'm gonna go. This line makes no sense, so I'm probably gonna regret it, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Chargers minus 4.5. Nick Foles is starting at quarterback,
Big Dick
aka
Nick.
Big Dick Nick. Listen. You're gonna have to have a pretty big fucking dick to beat the Chargers with this shitty ass Colts team. No Jonathan Taylor, no wide receivers. I mean, that should realistically. I know the Chargers coach is terrible, but that should realistically be like a 20 ball on your head in Indy. So give me the Chargers. That'll probably lose somehow because the Chargers are just not trustable. But I'll take the Chargers because that's just too good to be true, and it's probably gonna lose. Damn, it's a lot of favorites. Give me a dog here. Give me a dog. Give me a dog for the one time. Seahawks plus 10.
All right.
Who are the
Oh,
Oh, I like that.
Seahawks plus 10.
Who are
Why
they
not?
playing?
Playing the
Mahomes.
Chiefs.
Oh, the Mahomes.
The
Well, you
Mahomes.
gotta-
He's due for now.
Was it?
Oh.
Wasn't it you guys? One of you guys is playing Goodwin this week.
Yeah, me.
Oh,
I need
you
a Hail
playing
Mary.
Goodwin. Yeah, well,
Patrick
they're gonna have
Mahomes
to.
for
They're gonna have to keep
MVP.
up.
Patrick Mahomes for MVP. Got him at plus 500. Why is my alarm going off? That just scared the shit out of me. Oh
Dude,
my
you gotta
God.
wake up. Wake
Yo,
up.
A
What are
nine
you doing
a
at-
9:46 p.m. alarm. That was definitely an accident. But like I was saying, Patrick Mahomes is now minus 300 for the MVP. We gotta hope he just closes. He just can't have like a 3 interception game and like lose 2 of them, and he should have the MVP like pretty much locked up. Even though he lost to both Burrow and Allen, I mean those teams are much better than the Chiefs roster. You know, the Bills and the Bengals roster probably both top 5 in the league. Chiefs really not that good of a roster. They just have a really fucking good quarterback. So that's why I think he should win the MVP. And he's going to. Oh, one more thing. I think Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year, is not dead. He's breathing for the Coach of the Year race, and this is why. The Eagles have the best, most complete, and talented 53-man roster in the NFL. You know
The
what
Giants do not.
You know what the Giants have? They have I made the list to you guys before. If I'll just bring it out really quick. Sorry.
A long one.
Wait, while you
It's
do
a long-
that, I'm watching the Jet halftime show, and everyone on the sideline is in like bundled up, and Ryan Fitzpatrick is just wearing an ugly Christmas sweater.
That guy's a boss.
He's a
Like
legend.
everyone is wearing like 3 layers of scarf and like earmuffs, and he actually is only wearing an ugly Christmas sweater.
It's
That's it.
Fitzmagic.
Dude's not cold. Was that him with his shirt off in Buffalo in the playoff game
Yeah.
while he was getting paid by like the Redskins?
That beard can save you from a lot of the cold, and it's just warmth in there. You know.
From pneumonia.
Let me get back to this though.
Frostbite.
So the Giants are technically, not technically, they are currently starting 2 receivers. So it's 2, a guard, 2 corners, a safety. So that's 6 people who were cut or waived from other teams, picked up on the waiver wire. And their linebackers are a 5th-round pick, Jalen Smith, and now Landon Collins. So I ask you, what is more impressive, having the best record in the league with the best roster, or being like, let's say the Giants finish, I don't know, 9, what would they be, 9-7-1? 2 games above 500 with a team that won like 4 games last year and has literal practice squad players starting at nearly every level of the team. It's a pretty fucking fair argument right there. It's
I
pretty.
think it's incredibly fair.
Is it
Very
biased? Is it biased? Am I wrong here? Am I not seeing things correctly? Is Brian Daboll not already a top 10 coach in the NFL?
Oh,
If
stop
they
it.
make the playoffs, I think he should win Coach of the Year. They got to get there.
They got to get there.
I need the Eagles to lose this week and to lose to the Giants in the last week. They need at least like 3 L's. You know, it's hard to take away that from a team that has 1 L.
Yeah, I think
OTP though.
Shanahan and Sirianni definitely obviously have cases having the best teams in the league, but like they have the best teams in the league. Like you're supposed to win fucking 12 games with those rosters. You know what I mean? Like
no QB in San Fran though.
I know,
Yeah,
but the roster around him and the defense around him. That's what Lou's saying.
Purdy
I know.
just hands it off and play action, and it's easy in that offense. Like it really is. This guy Daniel Jones is converting 4th and 9 and 3rd and 9 to Richie fucking James. He was like San Francisco's wide receiver 5 and kick returner. Like that was the only other time I've heard of him in the NFL the last 5 years. Was him? He would make like one big play on because they would always play like Sunday night or something. He'd make like one play and then he'd jog back to the sideline because he's a wide receiver 5. And
I
he
used
is
to pick him up in Madden franchises. He's fast.
Yeah, he's fast. He's a
He can
kick returner.
spin. He can do spin moves pretty good.
He actually had a couple
Gets a
good
good animation.
punt returns in Washington. I didn't want to kill him. That was his best game of his life. That was Richie James played fantastic, and he had 40 yards receiving. Like, think about that. That was by far his best game of the season. He had 40 yards. Like, it's crazy. I think Washington should be fucking ashamed of themselves. They had 2 weeks, pretty much 3 weeks to prepare for the Giants and put up 3 points in the first half. Also, shout out Kayvon Thibodeau, the best player on the field on Sunday. Hopefully, he can do it again this Saturday. Merry Christmas. And Happy Hanukkah to everybody listening.
Thanks, Lou.
Inclusion.
Thank
Inclusion.
you, Lou.
That wraps us up then, Lou, because we did all of our stuff already.
Yeah.
So.
Any
Save the
guest
best-
picks, Lou?
Guest picks. Fuck,
No, I don't know who you got in attendance.
I should have asked before I came upstairs. My phone was literally on 5%. I've been doing this on the charger the whole time.
Yeesh, this guy.
But my charger fucks. I'm already on like 50%. Can you believe that?
I don't
You
know
got the
which
big block, Lou.
big
Yeah, I
block.
got one of them. I got one of them big Johns. Can you see that?
No,
No.
because your
No.
video's off.
What?
Yeah, it turned off when you went to go look at your stats.
I think
of-
if your phone's charged, if it's like plugged in, sometimes the new like update with the phones being plugged in, it's like weird.
Did you go back into FaceTime?
Let's see. How about now?
No.
Negative. Unfortunate.
Oh, right
Oh,
there.
we go.
There you go.
There it is.
I'm an idiot.
It's all good. Good.
But yeah, those are my picks. I was happy I was able to make it on today. I had to do some,
Oh, yeah.
some bullshit down there with these people, but it's all good. It's all good.
You playing poker? You playing poker? Is that the plan?
No poker, just hanging.
Dude, that's not ideal. I was gonna
Yeah.
say go win some money for the boys, but
Game sucks too, so
yeah, it's a shitty game.
fucked.
Oh, why the Jets? I kind of feel bad for them. 3 of their last 4 games have either been in. No, they've
In
all
weather-
3 of the last
weather
4
games.
have all been in downpours.
Yeah, I told you it was a weather game. You told me it wasn't.
Yeah, then why would you take the over, you loser?
I didn't take the over because it was a weather game.
What was the Jets weather last week?
I took off my
Last week there was no weather in the Jets; they just sucked. It was in Buffalo; it was pouring, and then the game before that. Was
Oh,
in
Chicago.
Mhm.
Chicago.
The fans are booing Zach Wilson and screaming for that dude Strevler to come in.
No, put in Flacco in the 2.
Give us Strevler.
Joel.
All right, boys.
Let me get
This,
back down there.
This is gonna be the end of me.
Yeah, I think we are
Yeah,
just
I
about
think we're
wrapped
good.
up. Good episode, a little shorter, a little sweeter. We did good though. We did good. We'll catch you guys next week. Second half of bowl picks, some NFL picks. It'll be good. Hepatitis. See you later.